There was an idea. Some know this. It was called Armored Core Legacy. The idea was to bring together a group of former admins of Armored Core communities to see if they could become something more. To see if they could work together when we needed them to carry on the torch of the Armored Core fandom when the last cinders were burning. It was an old-fashioned notion. But sometimes, lightning strikes twice. As some of you may know, in the middle of July, Bandai Namco US hosted a preview event that Armored Core Legacy, thanks to the Cheng's tenacity, got invited to. This was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I remember talking to my wife and my family and how excited I was to get to go. And she was fully supportive of me going and explaining how you have to take this chance. Things like this don't ever happen. You have to go while you have the chance. So of course I did. And a few of us from Armored Core Legacy got to go. We flew off to California and took place in the preview event. It was the best of times. We made some new friends, got to play the new game, and after it was done, we got to go home on the biggest Armored Core high ever. Life was great. We thought nothing could be better. Well, as you may also know, in the middle of August, Bandai Namco hosted an Armored Core 6 showcase. They brought in some YouTube talent, some Twitch talent, brought in a gaming host, and then there was us. Sorry, please excuse the terrible picture. I was kind of staring at the sun, trying to take a selfie, and honestly, I was in a hurry just to kind of get into the headquarters to get started, and I was not paying attention to what was going on the screen whatsoever. So here we are, walking into... Wait, sorry. I just realized I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here. We need to go back a little bit. It has been about 4 weeks since the preview event, when all of us in the Armored Core Legacy chat got this. Now, the last time Cheng asked us randomly about traveling, it was for an Armored Core event, and so obviously my interest was piqued, and I was like, wait, what? Need details, please. And then Cheng drops this. A live tournament with actual PvP with commentary. They want us to come participate and be part of the PvP and have one of us commentate, and it was unreal. I had never even imagined something like this being possible in the first place, let alone if this did happen, us being a part of it. Needless to say, I was flabbergasted. So we had an emergency staff meeting that night, sent all of our info over to Bandai Namco, figured out all the details, and then they figured out all of our travel arrangements for us, which unfortunately included our fourth member Tearsin once again being unable to go. And then about 1 week later, we flew out. So here we are again, going to Bandai Namco's headquarters for day one. For that day, we did some equipment testing, unlocked and bought parts in the game, met with staff, did some rehearsals, had some good food, did more testing, did some PvP, had more good food, and we got to hang out with some more new friends we just made. And then later that night, attempted to go to bed. Emphasis on attempted. So on day two, we came in that morning repping our Armored Core Legacy shirts. Well, except for this man. Though honestly, you really can't argue with it. I mean, the guy is a living personification of a Final Fantasy character. I mean, look at that crop jacket. There were literally entire text and social media threads of people just trying to find that jacket. In all reality, the man is just a Buster Sword or a Gunblade away from looking like he stepped right onto the cover of one of the games, and he makes it look natural, probably because it is natural to him, and the style is amazing. So can't really argue with style, and he was going to be one of the ones commentating on the stage, so looking good is not a problem here. We have a brief meeting that morning. We get our final order of events and the timing, how it's going to work. We did a lot more PvP. We had to test a lot of different mechanics. We did some more rehearsals, had some more good food, even more PvP, and then it was time. I was trying to find the right words to say here, but honestly, there weren't really any good ones. I can't really explain it. Watching all of this unfold from the background was a little surreal. I was coming to the realization that this was the single biggest live showing of Armored Core ever shown in the United States. After the initial portions of the showcase progressed and then finished, there was a brief break, and then it was time for PvP. And man, PvP was a blast. It was entirely too much fun. And since PvP went fairly quickly, we had enough time left in our slots to do even more PvP and even do a very brief 1v1 to show off how that kind of functions. So after all the PvP was over, we did some interviews and then we closed out the night. I just want you to look at this for a minute. Look at how happy everyone is. There was a lot of high-fiving and hugging and so many comments and shaking of hands and goofing off in the hallway. Everyone here was so ecstatic for this event, and ourselves included. This is some of the most fun I had probably had during a gaming experience that I could pretty much ever think of. After that was all said and done, the conclusion of the event, we ended up going out to the local spot again, had some more good food. We talked about all kinds of games, future plans, Armored Core, got to do a lot of thank yous and goodbyes to some genuinely awesome people. Speaking of awesome people, this is Aaron. Aaron was our contact and our primary coordinator for getting all the events planned for this, getting us lined up, getting our travel routes figured out, answering a lot of our questions as far as ironing out details. She was great before, during, and after the event. Honestly, an awesome person to work with. Another great person to work with was Tanner. Tanner worked with us a lot during the preview event and was also involved in this. He was actually the third player on me and Cowboy's team. He did a lot of the PvP testing with us. He actually wanted so much PvP. It's like, let's do some more PvP, and kept trying to get more people to get into more 3v3 rooms and do some more testing with some more builds. He's a true gamer. He loves this game too. And honestly, it was a great bit of fun to get to play with him. And then there's the rest of the Bandai Namco staff. Seriously, they were some of the nicest, most professional, easygoing people I've ever worked on a project with. Look, they had so little time to really get this thing put together, and I probably saw 25-30 people grinding in hours to get all the information, all the details, all the technical aspects all figured out in time to get this event to go off like it did. And they were so great to work with the entire time. I did not meet a single person there that was not some of the nicest and best people I've worked with on anything. So honestly, Bandai Namco, you were great. I almost can't express to you enough how great you guys were to work with. For the event itself, I feel like Cheng and I represented very well in the PvP, and Zealous just killed it as commentator. And look, now I'm a meme. That's a new experience. I wanted to do this video really more or less as a thank you to the Bandai Namco staff. Look, you ran a killer event, and I hope you can do more. And on behalf of myself, the Armored Core Legacy staff, and if I may be so bold, the Armored Core fandom that has been dying for this game franchise to get the attention it deserves, the most sincerest of thank yous. I hope you understand what you've started. Letting Armored Core loose on this world, it could change things. And the fans know it. The gaming world knows it. And that was the point of all this. to make a statement, a promise. Armored Core is back.